Many of us have been talking about the election of 2024 being existential for democracy. And many people just think we are just once again hyperventilating about what the intent of the Republican Party is. And before I get into my narrative, I want you to listen to this piece that a snippet from a piece that Rachel Maddow did, because it illustrates perfectly that we are not hyperventilating when we say that the Republican Party is an anti-democratic party. In other words, they do not believe in majority rule. They do not believe in one person, one vote, and they actually specify that. Check this out, then we'll take it on the other side.
The assembled delegates decided that they would craft their party platform for this year after dealing with the gubernatorial nomination. They decided they would add something new to their platform. They decided that as the Washington State Republican Party, they would this year take a stand against democracy. And I do not mean this as a metaphor. I am not performing political analysis. I am literally describing what they literally did.
We do not want to be a democracy. Originally, congressmen were elected by a direct democracy, senators were elected by their state legislatures, and presidents are elected by the Electoral College. We are devolving into a democracy because now congressmen and senators are elected by the same pool, a direct democracy. And with the national popular vote coming, we're going to be electing our president by a direct democracy too. Bad idea.
Bad idea. We are devolving into a democracy. We do not want to be a democracy. Okay. As Danny Westneat at the Seattle Times reported, delegates of the Washington State Republican Convention then stood up one by one to argue that the U.S. should repeal the 17th Amendment, which allows us to vote for our United States senators. After that resolution passed, they went bigger. They voted to put this language into their platform. Quote, "We encourage Republicans to substitute the words republic and republicanism where previously they have used the word democracy. Every time the word democracy is used favorably, it serves to promote the principles of the Democratic Party, the principles of which we ardently oppose." Quote, "We oppose legislation which makes our nation more democratic in nature." We oppose legislation which makes our nation more democratic in nature. So say Washington State Republicans, officially in writing in their party platform.
Now, here's what's important. First of all, let me remind you, for some time I said that this election should be a landslide election for Democrats and progressives, because Republicans are laying the pathway. They are laying the path for people who believe in democracy, which most Americans do, that they will vote. If they vote accordingly, there is no way from the county board straight up to the state house, straight up to the Congress, Senate, and presidency, the Republican Party winning votes would be over if it is made clear what they represent, which is our duty, or the duty of Democrats and progressives to do. So when you hear these guys wanting to repeal the 17th Amendment, they don't want a direct vote. And now they're talking about the popular vote for presidency based on the popular compact. Let's be clear here, folks. It is true that, and I wrote about this several times, that the Republican Party understands that they will never be a majority party based on the policies that they support. And instead of modifying their policies to create a big tent, they do what's necessary to win with a minority. A few months ago or a few years ago, I wrote the article about how the Republican Party was intent on using the Supreme Court to overrule anything done by the legislature and the executive. the Supreme Court would be the backstop. So they've stuffed the Supreme Court with crazies, not just conservatives, but with a few crazies. They stuffed the Supreme Court. Now they're talking about wanting to repeal the 17th Amendment that goes ahead and elected directly the senators into the Congress. You know, they act as if somehow they're being maligned. The people that really have something to complain about are states like New York and California. Huge populations, 2 senators. The Dakotas, tiny populations, 2 senators. But then again, they don't believe in democracy. If you doubt for 1 minute that democracy is on the line, just listen to what they say. Don't listen to what we say. Listen to what they're saying. We present it to the audience, folks, and it's all over. Get ready for a big win. But to get a big win, we must inform everybody as far as what's really happening in America with the Republican Party.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.